kind of those key aspirational statements of what we're all about as an agency. I will just say this also, there's discussion about where this falls within a broader discussion about the mission and vision of education in Utah. So we have focused on our agency. We've talked specifically about things we do. And I know there are folks interested in engaging us in the broader discussion as well. So let's open the floor. We have, I think, up here on the screen, this is what we voted for, correct? Yes. So, ta-da! Thank you all for your work. Sorry, Barbara. Thank you. But this is beautiful. There's a lot of discussion, as it should be, a lot of different perspectives, and we produce something after a lot of deliberation. I think is really great. It's both aspirational and descriptive about what we want to do and how we're going to do it. So thank you all, and I will open the floor to discussion of values as part of that mission and vision discussion.
So
Vice Chair Earl.
Yeah, I just want to read just real quick, kind of to put it into focus. We've got a mission vision, and then I'm just reading. I asked Debbie Davis a couple months ago to send just that narrative about what values, what that adds, right? So I'm just going to read what she sent to me, and it's from the Institute Way, but it's beliefs and principles that articulate the desired culture of the organization. These are the standards that describe how employees and the organization are expected to behave internally and externally. They serve as the basis for decision-making and influence actions in everyday situations. So it's kind of setting a framework for the culture within USBE. So just with that in mind, I know Randy had some that he sent forward. I have recommendation 2. I don't know if we just put all those up and then just kind of narrow it down. Is that maybe the best way to do that?
Floor is open, so anybody who wants to make a proposal.
Okay, well, I sent mine to Sybil. I'll recommend, and I just have some recommendations. They can be narrowed, and then I'm sure Randy will move some too, because I know he's got one that he put out last month as well. Oh, is that what he's looking for? So I would just move that we consider, and I don't know, we don't want to make too many. That's the other thing, right? So it's that balance between having enough and not too many. But yeah, those are the ones. I move that we consider systemic accountability, personal responsibility, communication, academic rigor, problem solving, and then serving families and the education system. In other words, it's service oriented, and maybe it just needs to be service oriented, but I wanted to have serving families. So that's just that's a starting place. So you can either remove, add, whatever anybody wants to do. So, and we can simplify too.
Let me ask a question.
Or add, Randy, if you wanted to add, or even just move yours up there as a secondary one. So,
is it possible to split screen what we voted on mission values with these, or sorry, mission and vision, or on a different screen? Or could it take the place temporarily of the voting? Because we won't be using that regularly until. I did. Oh, you know what? I guess did we pass?
Yeah, that's all passed out.
Never mind. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure everybody could see the values as they fit in with this. Did everybody get the mission vision bullet point? Never mind. Proceed. Sorry. Back to you, Vice Chair Earl. Or you?
No, I just leave it open.
Okay. The floor is open then.
No.
We don't?
Well, I don't know that anybody seconded it. So.
Oh, we didn't get one, but she said, do we need one?
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. So that's on the floor. It's been seconded. Floor is open to discussion. Member Klein.
Oh. Do you have definitions for each of these?
No, I'm not going to define them. You can decide if you want to add a definition to each one of those. Usually values are just basic, a couple of words that you consider. If you want to define them, you can define them, but I'm not going to add a definition to them.
So it's the idea that these are just a list of the things we value.
Yeah, and if you want to, I can read that one more time if people are paying attention now. Meaning, beliefs and principles that articulate the desired culture of the organization. So thinking of the organization, us, as well as staff and the organization, looking at our vision and mission. These are the standards that describe the employees and the organization, expectations, the way we behave internally and externally. They serve as the basis for decision-making and influence actions in everyday situations. So it's kind of the fluidity that goes throughout the vision and mission, how we do things, right? The way we're looking at it. So usually it's kept simple with a few.
Member Carey.
A question for the maker of the motion. Are these in any order of priority? And if not, maybe bullet points rather than numerical?
Right. No, I just sent these in. So I think it
Okay.
was just for the ease of doing it today. There's not this one's more important than that one. So, yeah.
I'll,
Oh, no, that makes sense. I just wasn't sure.
I have a motion unless there's other,
Randy, did you?
well, let's see. My motion is going to be to divide, but who else has? I'll move to divide to see. I feel like we did each bullet point in the mission and vision. It worked really well because that allowed a little bit of customizing. So I'm speaking to my motion. I'm abusing my position as the chair. My motion is to divide. I got a second. I guess I can come back and speak to it. It's Friday. All right, that's my thought. I think each of these is a significant opportunity to express a value, but might be helpful to get each separately and then hear what other members, including Member Booth, have to add. Other comments, questions?
Logistical point of order, I guess. I don't know what you'd call it. But I support dividing always. However, I'm wondering how you amend the motion once it's divided. That is my query.
I think if the motion is to approve all of these, if they are divided, then it would be up to a motion on each individual bullet point to approve, amend, etc.
But if someone wanted to add one or consider it different.
They could simply do that. Yeah, I think they could just do that, right? Well, I'll leave it to Sybil. Sorry. Yeah, which is part of my intent. If we divide, my understanding is each of those would come up separately, plus anything else that somebody wanted to. Yeah, or before. You could insert. Yeah, it would just mean that there. That's all. None of those would be live until somebody brought them forward. So is any further discussion of the motion to divide? Okay, can we vote on that? Let's tee that up and let us vote.
My hand up. I'm sorry.
Member Davis is a yes. Member Straight?
Oh.
Oh, your hand up to speak. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was waiting. I'm sorry. I know it's hard when we're
No,
online.
I didn't see you. I don't know where we're tracking. I'm sorry, Member Davis. Go ahead.
It's okay. I was just gonna vote against the motion, and I'm wondering why we're doing a list of values, because we haven't done values in the past. We had worked on a different framework before, from vision, mission, goals, and strategies. So this is new, but as I'm reading them, they all match. They all match what we already have, it seems like. So I'm wondering if we should just start with goals. So I would speak against dividing and against the motion. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Potentially, but if we keep it, I would say just keep them all and add a few, I guess. I don't know.
All right, I apologize. That kind of came midstream, but voting is open.
Yes.
Ma'am?
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Have the hand up, so she's seen that.
So, Member Davis, you made a comment about how they seem to be duplicative, but we have a piece of paper that was handed out here in the boardroom, and I'm not seeing things that would be overtly duplicative. I mean, there's similar themes, but I guess I would love to know what you're talking about when you articulate that. Thank you, ma'am.
Why don't we freeze the vote? I apologize. We got voting started and I had not seen Member Davis. I don't have the screen up, so if we're okay, let's just, I think I can pause it, right? Well, or we could even just cancel it to allow the benefit of this discussion to influence our vote if people want to. So, stop the vote. Let's see. Did we? All right. So, sorry. Let's proceed with that discussion and let it be part of our deliberations. Back to, was it Member Bogus? You were asking Member Davis, right?
I would just love to hear her articulate what she sees as duplicative so that I better understand.
Did you want me to answer that, Chair Moss?
Yes, please, if you'd like to.
Okay. I guess I'll answer that and then I'll start with the overarching question. You know, we started with the framework of vision, mission, goals, strategies, and metric. And now we're putting values in the middle. And it's okay if we want to do that, but some of it seems so much like the lists we put under the vision and the mission. So for example, system accountability, we put, you know, organizational excellence, which includes system accountability. Say personal responsibility, the ability to meet personal goals involves personal responsibility. Academic rigor, we have academic excellence. You know, the education system obviously is the stating the obvious, but I don't know. It just seems like this. I don't know that we need to add in this, but maybe we do, and that's just going to be the conversation. So I was speaking against dividing the question because I'm not sure that we need to put this at all.
Okay, thank you. Other comments? And let's see, I have Member Reel, Booth, and Klein. Member Reel.
We're not dividing then, right? And although
Motion to divide is still pending.
okay,
We just haven't voted. We froze the vote.
okay, then I was going to make an amendment to the original motion. So
Okay. Depending on the outcome of the motion. to
Yeah.
divide. Okay. Let's see, who else is Member Booth and then Member Klein? Okay.
So one thing that I'm not seeing anywhere is safety. And I'd love to, that's something that I value highly for our children.
So the motion pending is to divide, and if we
Oh,
do that,
okay, I'm
then we'll
sorry.
have an open floor for additions. I think even if we don't divide, there would be a motion on the underlying list and possible amendments. So my motion pending now is just to split those out. Any discussion of that motion to divide
Sorry.
the bullet points that have been proposed? Member Klein, were you on this one?
I just have a comment about the entirety of adding values. These are completely subjective. They're not specific at all as far as what they mean, so it's totally left open to people's interpretation. I think it was hard enough getting to the vision and mission statement with all of the different ideas about things, and I think we're just opening ourselves up for more of the same debates that we had before when we look at each of these. If we don't have concrete something behind them. My other comment is that many of them aren't values at all, in and of themselves. They're just actions. The education system is certainly not a value. I just think to call these values is a stretch, and any actual values that we would put on here, I think we would all attach very different meanings to, and if we came to a collective vision of what those meant, there might be many that don't agree with what we land on, and so I would just highly recommend that we just skip values. We've already got the vision and mission, and I think to Cindy Davis's point, most of these things are covered sufficiently already, and I think it's just better that we keep less is more in this case and just keep it simple with what we already have.
Okay, thank you, Member Klein. I don't see others, so the motion is motion to, oh, we do have Member Hyman, sorry.
I just briefly, just to put my voice in here, I agree as well with some of the things that Member Klein has said, with some of the things that Member Davis has said. I like what's on the paper. We spent a lot of time on this. I think we get into this. Let's add a little more. Let's add a little more. We can do this for a very, very long time. But I think what we have here is a pretty broad umbrella of the things that we actually value in our mission and vision. So I speak against separating, but I also speak against a list of values.
Okay. All right, anything further? All right, and my sense is we've got a great list of vision. That is a description of what Utah graduates are prepared to do. I think that was a very careful and thoughtful process of looking at what that looks like in a graduate. The mission describes particular things we do as an organization. So I do see room for values that are just basically a statement of the type of principle. But let's put it to a vote. My vote is, or my motion is just to separate those out so we can consider that. But all of this goes into that. Everybody online, anybody else wanted to speak to the motion to divide? No? Okay, let us vote.
Divide.
Oh, Member Davis?
No.
I think you said no, right? Okay, Member Straight?
No.
Member Straight's a no, Member Davis is a no on the motion to divide. That motion fails, and it's failing more quickly as time goes.
I want to be on the prevailing side so I can move to rescind.
Okay, let's see. Member Carey. The motion to divide.
Things aren't supposed to come out your mouth.
What? All right, I think that's everybody, correct? Yes, we're only missing Member Norton. So that motion fails, vote 11-3. The motion to divide fails, the yeas being Member Wood, Vice Chair Earl, and Chair Moss. So back to the underlying motion, which was Member Earl's, was to approve each of these bullet pointed items, being 7 in total. Floor is open. Member Klein.
I have a substitute motion to,
Okay.
my motion would be to that the board not adopt values.
For some reason, that wasn't picked up in the microphone.
My motion would be to not, that the board not adopt values.
Okay. Is there a second?
I would second it for the purpose of discussion.
Thank you, Member Bogus. It has been moved and seconded that the board not adopt values. Discussion to that motion.
Just want to hear what you have to say.
Well, I already explained myself. I think you were out of the room. But I can repeat these. To me, what we have on the paper already that we worked very long and hard on to get is, I think, the best that we can do. And in this case, less is more. Otherwise, we just add subjectivity and open ourselves up for endless debate again. And because each one of these I would vigorously debate. And I just think that this is something that we can fill. We took a long time to get to there, and without specificity on these words and definitions that we all can agree to, which is going to be really difficult to come to that, then they're just a list of buzzwords. They're not values. Many of them are just actions. The education system isn't a value in and of itself. Communication, that's an action. It's not a value. There's just a lot of things that are wrong, and I think it's best that we just leave it simple and stick with what we've got.
Okay, thank you, Member Klein. Other discussion to the motion? Anybody online? Member Bogus?
I would, if it's acceptable, Chair, I would love to ask Member Davis if that was what she was articulating as well.
Member Davis, can you hear that question?
Yeah, I heard it, and I think we may want things for different reasons, but I just look at the list and it feels a little like militant and a bit sterile, and like we value kids, we value educators, we value learning and thinking, critical thinking. We don't, I mean, I don't know. I just thought, and then I looked at our framework we were initially working from, and we didn't have any values at all. So then I thought, are we going to be here for 10 more hours working on a value list when most are sort of inherent under what we've already done? And can we demonstrate these values if they're important to the majority of board members and some others that other feels through our goals and strategies?
Okay, thank you, Member Davis. Any further discussion of the motion? If not, let's vote. The motion is that the board not adopt values. Oh, Member Davis, your vote.
Yes.
Member Straight.
Yes.
Member Straight's a yes. Member Davis is a yes. We got 9 out of 14. Still looking for 5 votes. One more. Did we get Straight and Davis in there? So, okay, we're looking for one more vote. Okay, that motion passes 12-2. The no votes being Wood and Moss. And that means we will not be deliberating on values. So, a couple people brought up that the framework included goals. We did not tee that up for today. So that is the next step, but we have a great articulation of mission and vision to guide us in that next step of the discussion, and we will tee that up as we discussed from the beginning. So that is the last item on our agenda. Unless people have thoughts or comments, we can have another final motion. Motion to adjourn. Seconded. All in favor? Aye. Online, Member Davis, Member Straight, the motion is to adjourn.
Yes.
Was that a yes, Brent?
Yes.
I'm just trying to introduce
Sorry.
a little cliffhanger here. All right, we are adjourned. Thank you all. Merry Christmas. We will see you soon somewhere. I think probably in January. Do we have anything between now and then? No board events, committee meetings, and
we have audit meetings.
And audits. So happy shopping, happy auditing. Merry Christmas, everybody. Great to be with you. We'll see you soon.